Hey guys, this is Nick. Welcome to Strange Spotting. The Dogman's notoriety as a cryptid is on the rise both within the paranormal community and in the mainstream, and the fact that it took decades to catch up to Bigfoot is mainly due to the fact that there was never a Patterson-Gimlin type event for it. Sure, many people have heard of the Beast of Bray Road, but no one managed to get it on camera. And you know what they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words and video is worth 1,000 images. Unfortunately though, the amount of possible video evidence of Bigfoot significantly outnumbers the Dogman equivalent, and the speculation as to why that is worth a video by itself. I'm always very careful when a new clip comes around, and since this one has been featured on many paranormal channels recently, I thought I should put it under my metaphorical lens. Let's take a look. Alright, I think I know what most of you guys are thinking, but I believe I must follow an analytical procedure instead of relying on gut feeling alone. I came across the video in question several times, but the only channel to provide a snippet of background info was NVTV. NVTV is frowned upon by many for being a channel that shares many hoaxes, but I have a different opinion about it. The guys over there simply do not apply, at least I don't think so, a critical filter to the material, and that means that there are equal chances for a video posted on that channel to be real or not. In other words, I prefer to examine a specific video instead of ruling it out because of its provenance. Anyway, the text here says that a family in Bladenboro, North Carolina captured a dogman running across the woods. I see an open gate at the beginning of the dirt road and a cabin next to the point where the alleged dogman runs, so I would call this a driveway. There is evidently not much to go by in terms of background information, so I'll try to deduce whatever I can from what's on display, as usual, I might add. It looks like the person or people in the car are coming home after dark, and when they turn left to park their car, their lights illuminate and startle something resembling a canine with humanoid features that runs away. Everything is recorded by an internal dashcam. The only voice we can hear is that of the man driving, who gasps after seeing the alleged dogman. Even before looking at the physical features of the subject, I see two glaring problems with this footage. The first one is that dogmen are described by eyewitnesses as terrifying alpha predators capable of blending into their surroundings to observe their prey or humans venturing into their territory, but not particularly concerned with being seen. They differ from Sasquatch in this regard, and there's no good reason to assume they're not endowed with acute senses. So the question is, how would a dogman be standing still next to where humans live when a noisy car is approaching? The sound would have made it take cover among the trees much earlier, or it would have simply stayed where it was, unfazed by the vehicle. There is no way for a similar creature to be caught by surprise. Besides, it is standing still and starts moving at the exact moment it comes into view. This appears to be staged, and I can already put very little stock into either the idea that this could be a real cryptid caught on camera, or into the idea that the driver is unaware and therefore the target of a prank. Let's now shift our focus towards the movements and physical features. I would like you to look at this frame. The resolution is very low, but we don't need it in order to appreciate the fact that the subject is standing perfectly erect before starting to walk. Among all the Dogman witnesses reports I've listened to, the typical posture described is perfectly encapsulated by this drawing. It's on the cover of the podcast Dogman Encounters Radio by Vic Cundiff, which I listen to every week. The Dogman is a creature that can move both on all fours or bipedally, but that does not stand perfectly erect like humans do. Has extremely long arms and, except for a few very rare reports, is a digitigrade, which means it walks on its distal and intermediate phalanges, the toes basically, like all canine species. If we take these morphological aspects as criteria, we would have to discard our subject immediately, because it stands perfectly straight. Its distended arms barely go below the pelvis and is a plantigrade. These three details further corroborate the idea that this might be a man in a werewolf costume. The last feature worthy of our consideration is how the subject walks or runs, and here I'm gonna have to rely on less scientific terminology. The subject walks goofy. See how disproportionate the feet look and how much the subject needs to adjust the pace to plant these huge feet on the ground. I think this is indicative of a costume with a semi-rigid structure covering shoes or boots. Dogmen are described by eyewitnesses as incredibly fast and agile, whereas our subject moves in a goofy way. By taking all the observations expressed so far together, I can conclude, beyond any reasonable doubt, that the Dogman in a driveway video is a hoax. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I will take the chance to let you know that the new email address to contact me is strangespotting@yahoo.com. Feel free to write with any inquiry or experience you want to share. And if you haven't had your fill of cryptozoological investigation yet, I recommend this video right here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.